Patayin mo na lang. The tandem of BBM and Sara Duterte gets the backing of charismatic group El Shaddai. Presidential aspirant Isco Moreno is banking on the support of the, quote, silent majority to win the 2022 elections. The Health Department thumbs down proposals to shift NCR to Alert Level 1, at least for now. 9 people were killed while 3 were wounded in an ambush in Maguindanao yesterday. And Hong Kong is facing its worst outbreak as its COVID-0 strategy failed to contain the spread of Omicron. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your weekend. I'm Charles Lejano. Catholic charismatic group El Shaddai has formally endorsed the Marcos Duterte tandem for the 2022 polls. El Shaddai leader Brother Mike Velarde said that it is time for Filipinos to be united, adding that he endorsed the tandem because of their youth and open-mindedness. Velarde claimed that only Bongbong Marcos and Mayor Sara Duterte approached them to seek their endorsement, and El Shaddai is known to vote as a bloc during the elections.
It's time for us Filipinos to be united. After all, napagbigyan natin yung makalaban ni Marcos ng maraming taon, di ba? Baka naman ito may magawang mabuti sa atin. That's why I have chosen them.
The tandem thanked Velarde and his followers for the endorsement, but Marcos Jr. said that El Shaddai's endorsement is not surprising.
This is a message of love, ours is a message of unity, and it works very well together.
Presidential aspirant Senator Ping Lacson assures Filipinos that there will be no dictatorship under his leadership. During his campaign sortie in Davao de Oro yesterday, Lacson told reporters that, quote, democracy will be preserved if he wins the presidential race. Under the Constitution, martial law may only be declared to prevent or suppress lawless violence, invasion, or rebellion, or when public safety requires it.
In the first place, ang martial law, defined na sa Constitution. May limitasyon. Ang deklarasyon ng martial law as if there's no martial law. Kasi first, 60 days lang, ibabalit pa ng Congress. Pagkatapos, the Bill of Rights are well entrenched, hindi magagalaw. Hindi pwede mga aresto na maski sino, maski merong martial law.
Presidential aspirant and Vice President Leni Robredo was surprised at the huge crowd of supporters who welcomed her during her visit to Bataan yesterday. Robredo was welcomed by a sea of pink in St. Joseph Cathedral. The Vice President was also greeted by Bataan Governor Abet Garcia, local officials, and Bishop Ruperto Santos. Local organizers also promised that Robredo will get the majority of votes in the upcoming polls, despite losing in the area during the 2016 elections. And Robredo said that she will bring the confidence given to her by the visit in Bataan in the next 86 days. Presidential aspirant and Manila Mayor Isco Moreno is confident that he will get the support of the silent majority in this year's elections. Moreno said that the silent majority go out of their houses to get a glimpse of him during caravans, and his campaign team also observed that Acción Democrático's caravans have been drawing huge crowds, as many spectators also cheer as the convoy passes by, with many attendees attempting to reach Moreno's hand for fist bumps or handshakes. The Health Department has expressed concern over the mass gatherings at campaign sorties. In a laging handa briefing, Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire reminded candidates to observe health protocols as the COMELEC allows only up to 70% enclosed outdoor venue capacity for meetings, conventions, and rallies.
Ang lagi po nating tatandaan, even though ang cases natin ay bumababa na, tatandaan po natin that the virus is still here. The variants are still here. Ito pong mga mass gatherings po hanggang sa ngayon, hindi pa rin ho natin yan inaalaw.
Meanwhile, Vergere thumbed down calls to de-escalate the capital region to COVID-19 Alert Level 1, at least for now. She explained that the metro is still at moderate risk and must first meet certain parameters for the lowest alert level.
Alert level 1 really is our new normal. Pero kailangan, katulad ng sabi ko, prepared po tayong lahat. No? Na ang mindset natin, we will still be practicing the safety protocols kahit na wala na pong restriction sa ating mga pupuntahan.
We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. Here are the stories that we are following across the nation. 9 people were killed while 3 were wounded in an ambush in Gindulungan, Maguindanao yesterday. Police said MILF member Pags Mamasing Ed and 8 of his companions died at the scene due to multiple gunshot wounds. The victims were on their way to Barangay Kitapok and Datu Saudi Ampatuan when they were attacked by an unidentified number of armed men. The 6th Division commander said that probers are eyeing clan war as a motive for the killing. A customs employee was killed in an ambush in Santa Ana, Manila on Friday night. Police said that Hilman Lapas, an IT operator for the BOC, was shot in the head at around 7:30 p.m. while inside his vehicle parked near his house. Bureau of Customs Commissioner Ray Guerrero says that they are now coordinating with the PNP to probe Manlapas's murder. Manlapas is the 4th employee of the Bureau who was attacked since December of last year. At least 1,000 individuals have been arrested nationwide for violating the election gun ban. 966 of those apprehended were civilians. 8 policemen, 7 soldiers, and 13 security guards were also arrested. Metro Manila topped the list of regions with the most number of violators since the gun ban was implemented on January 9. This gun ban will be in effect until the end of the election period on June 8. Hong Kong is now facing its worst COVID-19 outbreak as its COVID-0 strategy failed to contain the spread of the Omicron variant. Can they stop the increase? More details in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
We've seen in other countries, Omicron spreads very, very rapidly. In Hong Kong, we have a lot of measures to slow down transmission, and I think they're working, but they're not stopping it. I would say it's likely that within the next 2 to 3 months, most people in Hong Kong would have a chance to get infected. If they're immune because they've already been infected, maybe because they've been vaccinated, particularly with BioNTech. Don't think it's feasible now to contain the virus in the sense of getting back to zero in the short term. I think at the moment case numbers are going to continue to increase for maybe another month, and there's going to be this exponential increase for at least 2 or 3 more weeks. And so that means we have to think about changing away from the current strategies, for example, to isolate every case, because very soon we won't have capacity to do that. For me, the priority right now is actually to vaccinate older adults because the vaccine uptake is not that high, particularly in the eldest. And we know that the vaccination can make a massive difference if older people do get infected. If they're vaccinated, the prognosis is much, much better. Well, that's more talking about the long-term strategy, where I think it's not that anybody wants to live with the virus and wants it to infect lots of people. But I think the issue with something like Omicron is that it's very difficult to stop it. And so the best you can do is think about ways to slow it down and also to have a high vaccine coverage so that the health impact is as low as possible. I would say in the next 3 months, we have to do as much as we can to slow down the spread of infection, to vaccinate as many older people as possible, because that's going to make a difference in terms of the impact of this current wave. And for the longer term strategy, I think that's another discussion.
And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.